We have some breaking news on this Tuesday morning, courtesy of O'Neal. After match speculation all summer, there have been some sort of partnership between MX Sports' Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship and Feld Entertainment's Monster Energy Supercross Series, and we will finally have confirmation of the Mega Series, and we even have a name of it. Now dubbed the SuperMotoCross World Championship, will see a major shift in the format of the season and likely the biggest change either series has ever had. Let's go over the official press release before we break down all the details after. So MX Sports Pro Racing and Feld Motorsports Inc. today jointly announced a partnership that will see the formation of the SuperMotoCross World Championship. Under this new alliance, the two companies will work together and to grow both Supercross and Motocross, creating a new championship platform that will reward the sport's best athletes with a $10 million purse, the richest offering in either sport's history. Starting in 2023, the professional racing season will expand and culminate with the SuperMotoCross World Championship on Saturday, October 14th at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles, California. The Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship and the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship will both continue to crown their own champions at the conclusion of their respective series. Afterward, the top 22 250 athletes and the top 22 450 athletes in combined Supercross and Pro Motocross points will qualify to compete in the two Super Motocross playoff rounds and World Championship round for the Super Motocross #1 plate and the Sports Riches payout. Now, there is a lot to unpack here. First is the addition of 3 new races at the end of the season to go with the 17 rounds of Supercross and 12 outdoor nationals we already have. The US series will expand to 32 total rounds spanning from January 7th to October 14th, leaving just 9 weekends off for those riders and teams in that span, and then reducing the offseason to just 11 weeks. And the purse expanding to $10 million is a big number and is a much needed change after the series has come under much scrutiny in recent years for how little the riders get paid by the series themselves, with many full-time privateers having to continue working a day job throughout the week before loading up the van to head out to the races on the weekends. But without knowing how the purse will be broken down, it's just not something we can quite get super excited about yet. It would be comforting to think that they're raising the payout of the goodness of their hearts and the goodness of the sport, but in all honesty, it's likely because of the pressure that the soon-to-debut FIM World Supercross Series is putting on the American Series after they announced over $50 million to be available to riders and teams to try to lure the sport's biggest stars to the rival promotion. Now, the playoff format could be great if executed properly. Having the additional series at the end works to not compromise the integrity of or the record keeping of like the 2 core series, but it does add this sudden death format that would really take the drama to the next level at the end of a season, especially if they reserve a large amount of that purse, especially for that 3-race package that culminates in a finale at such a storied venue as the Los Angeles Coliseum. Many of you guys, like me, no doubtly watched the X Games in the late 2000s when it was held there, and it featured extensive rallycross supermoto competition. If those layouts that were featured there, if that's anything what we're gonna get here, that's gonna be something really, really special, and we could have lap times, well into the 2 minutes like an outdoor track, and featuring a Supercross style track down in the pit with lots of speed and hills coming out and going around the street area as they exit the arena. Like, this is definitely something to get super excited about. I'm also excited to see what other 2 venues they are going to go with, as the Coliseum is very unique and any other standard stadium just wouldn't allow for these races as they're going to need to be, With just 22 riders qualifying, though, it seems that they will obviously have a Supercross style gate, but in order to make a full day out of racing without any qualifiers, I would expect to see them do a 2, moto format, split it down the middle. Maybe instead of doing a 20 or 30, we do 2 25s for each class with the ample break in between so that the track crew can kind of work on the Supercross part, because you need that to be top shape. The name isn't great. Let's get that out of the way. SuperMotoCross sounds like what an 8-year-old would come up with when they're trying to like one up their friends, but it's straight and to the point. Also, altering the name now allows them to call it a World Championship, because they cannot be the World Supercross, but they can be the World Supermotocross, because they're essentially kind of making up a new sport. It might be a little confusing though, because Supermoto is already a thing, That is already a sport discipline on 2 wheels and not far from our own, but you know, I digress. The only real criticism I have about this format is that limiting the playoff finale to just 22 riders. Like, obviously, this is the best way logistically to do the things, as any more than that on a first lap with Supercross obstacles. Like, imagine 40 dudes just going straight into a Supercross obstacle. That'd be a terrible idea. But we all know that this sport is made possible by the privateers, and some of the best racing and storylines of the entire sport come from those battles to just score a single point or just make a main, and it's a shame that we won't have any moments like that in the playoff finale. I think that's one of the weakest points of the Triple Crown format that we currently have in Supercross, especially since they don't publicly televise those LCQs, and those are usually the best racing of the night. But let me know what you think of the announcement. What do you like about the format shift? But even more, what do you think is going to be the biggest obstacle? Like, be a little pessimistic, be a little realistic. What are your concerns with the event? Put those in the comments. Personally, for me, I don't think an even longer season is really the greatest idea because we already have had such attrition throughout the field this year. On your way out, don't forget to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to RotoMoto for more breaking news and analysis like this. The #1 way to help grow the channel is to get more eyes on it, is to tell the platform that this was a good one. And if you want to help support even more, if you value the content I put out, please consider joining me over on Patreon. For just about $1 per week, you help me continue to make this content for you, and are also entered to win race shoes and autographed memorabilia. This is going out for the month of July for patrons, is an autographed Dean Wilson jersey, and I have something really special cooked up for August. Thanks as always for watching RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. Keep it pinned to the weekend. Thanks as always for watching RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. Keep it pinned to the weekend.